So before I take it out of the bottle, that's what it looks like. It's quite clear actually. It's going to go very easy, very quickly. You can see this is the Four Finger Jack American Pale Ale, 4.6%. I did not play around with the ABV on this one. I purposely, I look like I'm halfway down the screen. Jesus Christ. Don't like being that low down. Let's sort this out because, you know, Jesus, mother. Right, here we go. So, oh, here we go. That better? I have no idea. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. Bulldog Brews, Four Finger Jack American Pale Ale craft beer kit, 23 litres it makes, basically 40 pints. Paid about 24 quid for it. Did not add anything to it this time. You can play it. Bulldog Brews are fantastic for playing around with. For me, this is an interesting kit, pretty much like Evil Dog. Pouring, and we'll get talking. We'll chat. As you can see, it's going to get quite frothy. So, like the Evil Dog kit, this is a kit, if you don't want to have a big ABV, this is a kit where, again, it's a good base kit. There we go. I'm not poured a bad one. It fell off the bloody shelf. Not poured a bad pint there. Hazy. It does settle quite clear actually, and then as soon as you bloody move it, it was hazy. Hazy, amber, close to amber looking pour, centimetre of white head. Quite a subtle tropical nose on this. Oh, you won't call it proper. I won't call it proper craft quality, but I mean it's. You can smell the aroma, which is what you want, and like I say, you can play around with the hops on this. So if you want something that's a bit more punchier on the hops, you can look at the hops and what they give, and just take the hops that are in the kit away and add your own hops. Get the hops that are already in tea bags though, or use something to put the hops in, because by God, it's a messy bloody affair when you put hops in the bit. I know you can cold crash it and all that. That's all right, but for the majority of home brewers, it's just a lot of flipping mess. So yeah, a subtle nose on it. It's only 4.6%. It did come out exactly bob on what it was supposed to. Ooh. I'm not tasting in any way, shape home brewing, and that's always my worry. I've done home brewing, you know, in the past, and it was always the worry that the beers were going to taste a bit of homebrew. There's a certain taste, and you know it's not quite commercial quality. Evil Dog is an amazing example of beer from the same people, of a beer that certainly isn't homebrewing. Same as the cinnamon and ginger. I think it's cinnamon and ginger beer, Yule Brew. Again, that and Easter Brew, absolutely amazing quality beers. Obviously, how you brew it always all comes into play. Leaving it long enough, letting beers mature. Your reason for leaving these beers on the beer wall is to let them sit there, let them mature. I know some of them are hoppy beers, you know, fresher the better and all that, but it is what it is. They're staying there until I want to drink them. So, yeah. And like I say, you can change the hops on these beers. It's very subtle tropical to me. There's a tropical taste going off, but it's subtle. It's certainly not. I wouldn't call it anything that that my commercial beer mates would worry about on this one at least. Evil Dog, no. That's another thing altogether. Something on the wall down there, and I wonder what the hell it is. I'd say it's only 4.6%. Oh, I can feel it. But this also gives me the chance to just have a rabble, have a talk about what's coming and what's happening on the channel and all that. I've tried to keep, and I'm trying to keep off the beer reviews, doing the tangent stuff, just doing, normal beer reviews and seeing how that plays. We'll see how that goes because it don't always happen like that. And it's finding that balance at the moment between beer reviews and life and all that. Life's so busy at the moment, and lives. As much as I love doing lives, it's just. I suppose we all go through that where times just becomes a restraint. Not all of, a lot of the time going forward. It's going to be interesting because unlike the years of COVID where we didn't really go anywhere, we wasn't redecorating the house, we wasn't working extra hours to pay for, certainly in the first year of COVID, certainly up to, middle of last year. And, it was when I started doing longer hours, like on the garden next door at work, and that certainly ate into any time that I had to do lives and all that. And for those, for anybody who doesn't work or that, it's not so bad. Or if you're not working long hours, it's not so bad. But if you are, it is what it is. I know the success of this channel was built on a lot of lives, and unlike maybe one or two lives, were not just a cash cow, and the only reason for doing them was to make money. That certainly was never the case, and never was the case. Never will be the case. I go to work to earn my pennies. But moving forward, looking forward to doing more different homebrews. I want to try some of these. Muntons have got a new kit called the Muntons Taproom kit. I'm looking forward to having a go at a couple of them. There's a watermelon sour, which sounds absolutely amazing, and can an homebrew kit pull off a sour? Having drank a sour tonight from Vault City, takes some doing to do that. We shall see. So, enjoying this beer. It's nice to sit down and actually relax under not proper beer review conditions. So, if I'm going to do this as a beer review, hazy, slight near amber looking pour if you're looking for a colour. I'm sure the colours. White-haired. Like I say, there's a subtle tropical nose on this. It's there, but it's more subtle. with the hops, there's all times when you can put the hops in for aroma and all that. So, you know, it's all about looking at the instructions and seeing what suits you best. Some people want the punchier, some people want more bitter. There's a fair bit of bitterness in this, to be fair. So maybe when I put it in, it was more the bitter side rather than the aroma side. Say that's only 4.6%. Bloody hell. It feels strong and I can't get the up tonight. I get a right arsehole with it. So yeah, gotta be careful. Yeah. Don't want to stroke the old red card button too much. It won't go down well, as it were. So yeah, thinking about beer festivals coming up as well. There's the Arboretum Beer Festival near me. My workplace of nearly 22 years, and whilst I loved it when I worked there, and I live around the corner from there, but it's heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking, to see the demise of such one of the best public parks in the country. It was stunning, and it is a shithole now. And now they're embracing the beer festival thing. Piss heads going in. Yeah, fucking great part. This is, yeah, it is when you pissed out your face. And yeah, it doesn't hold the same pull anymore. And and even though a lot of my brewery mates from the beer scene are going to be there, people that I didn't know before I did beer reviews that had become friends are going to be there. The fact of the matter is, it doesn't hold a big enough pull for me to go down and spend 12 quid to get in, and then fuck knows what to pay. So, you know, you'd be looking at least 70 or 80 quid for the experience of going down to my old workplace and thinking, fucking hell, shit in here. So, yeah, fuck that. And then I look at Nottingham's Canberra, the beer festival, and I'm not overly infused with them at all. I wasn't before last year's beer festival, and I went down and volunteered for a day, gave them some of my good graft, absolutely stormed it as well, gotta say. Drank a few nice beers from Blue Monkey. Everyone kept disappearing. I'm thinking, where the fucking F is everyone going? They're all getting pissed up. And eating sandwiches and that, free sandwiches and getting pissed up. And it's like, yeah, fuckers. So, on a Sunday and all I went down. Yeah, Sunday. So, yeah, I won't do it again. Yeah, it was an interesting side thing. But my life's way too busy to waste my time doing that. So, but definitely going down again this year, but I'm certainly not going to put it on the channel. I'm not going to promote it because straight after that, when I was saying about Robin Hood Beer Festival, and it was like, it's a Robin Hood beer and cider, and the tone in which it was said was a bit cuntish. And if someone speaks to you in that way, and it's not the first time I've noticed that, whatever it was towards me. And, I personally think I promote the good side of the local beer scene. And, I thought there's no need for that. There's a way of saying things. Oh, it's, they could have turned around and just says, just for everyone to remember, it's the Robin Hood Beer and Cider Festival. And it's always about the way you say things. And kind of struck a chord that did, as I've said countless times since. And then I've commented on something in Nottingham Camera and in the chat and got ceremoniously rebuked. And it's like, fucking hell, am I that much of a twat? And in the end, I pulled out, and I have totally discommunicated myself from anything. So I won't even comment. I don't even look anymore. You know, the best thing to do is, you know, if something winds you up, is just not even to bother. So I haven't. I've totally not looked. And the last 2 or 3 years of this channel, well, yeah, 3 years, or even more actually, even in the first year. I think I actually did some stuff highlighting some of the beers that I was looking at. And certainly last year did a lot of videos. This year there will be no videos, nothing, nada. And we'll be going down on the Friday, looking to meet up with people from the beer community for those who are going down, but certainly won't be, you know, plaudits in it or anything like that. Go down and maybe the odd beer review while I'm there, if I can even be bothered. Obviously privately, and maybe on a live Wraggys Taproom when they come back. I may look at the beers and digest the beers and go from there. But yeah, I think sometimes you can get a bit close to these people, and at the end of the day, all I am and all I ever have been is just somebody who's a fan of beer, who's putting beer reviews on YouTube for people to watch. If they like them, fair play. If they don't like them, that's your opinion. You know, you don't have to watch them. I mean, primarily, it was always an excuse for me to have a beer, sneaky beer. But there you go. So, letting the air get to this beer so I can. The height of the camera, or the angle's definitely not right. My hair's way too low down. I feel like I'm halfway down the bottom of the screen. That. At least the Wraggys Taproom sign stands out well, so I'm happy with that. You know, and as it is. But yeah, I mean, going forward with the channel, obviously Homebrew is going to be more of a thing this winter, either from kits or grain brewing. I'm with grain brewing. The amount of time you boil and all these other things are a consideration for me and for my electric bill. And at no stage of the game can I cost, you know, the house, you know, put the electric bill up because I'm pissing about brewing a beer. And so these are things that concern me with electric. I mean, to brew a kit, and if the kit's 20 odd quid for the kit and it's 20 odd quid for the ingredients for all grain, if it works out like that, obviously not 100% sure on that side of things. It depends on what you're brewing, obviously, but it'll be interesting because I will not put I'd rather have gas and electric in the house than brew beer going forward. And it's the same with regards to beers. When I look at the beers on the shelves, you would have noticed that there's been quite a move towards traditional beers, and a lot of the beer reviewers may or may have not reviewed a lot of the traditional beers. But this year, more than any year moving forward that we've seen in our generation, this year will be the year where people turn back to traditional beers, you know, and or come off the beer altogether. Or go down the homebrew route. So by going back to traditional, you know, I actually love traditional beers, so for me it's not really a hard step. And you know, when you pay £6 for a beer and it's totally unrewarding, and then you pay £1.70 for an absolute classic, you know, that's going to deliver, and you know, you know, you can't work, you can't, you look and you think, why would I pay £6 for something that's expensive? And think, I'm not that great, and no better than the £1.70 beer that I bought. All these things, they all add up, and I've talked for 21 minutes. So, bit of a beer review and a chat, and yeah, a little bit of a channel update in a fashion. Yeah, but yeah, looking forward. Derby Beer Con, I'm not sure whether I'm going to go or not. It'd be nice to try out some of the beers, but when I look at the financial costings of going to any beer festival, and it's all right when you've got loads of money, but if you haven't and you're paying bills, then you know, you have to cut things out and yeah, stick to drinking beers in the shed, which is where this channel actually came from anyway. Cheers all.